course, we have the whole Dana White incident where he was angry that one of his guys said the name Jesus. But any other God would have been fine. Anyone can talk about their gods, not if it's Jesus Christ.
Bit of a controversial moment, Romero Inc., but I just wanted to get your take on what happened.
No, it wasn't controversial at all. But the reality is this. You just won the biggest fight of your career, you know? America doesn't want to hear your thoughts on Jesus.
Hey, Segovia, back to another video. Hope everyone out there is having a good day, y'all. In today's video, we got some of the most disturbing TikToks happening now. Let's go and get into it.
You know, when you've made a brand, when you figured out how to take the burnt ones and brand them as toasty, and the old ones and brand them as extra crunchy. That is when you've made a brand so strong that you can even take your fuck-ups and rebrand them.
And that is how the rich get richer and the poor get poorer, because I love those extra toasty ones, and they're just the garbage ones I used to throw away. But you know what? Someone came up with the idea. Let's put them extra toasty. You know? Crazy.
So let's go again, okay? So I promised I would do this. This is a little test that you can do at home. I've just put a bowl in a sink of water. I've put a plant inside of that. That represents the ecosystem that can produce its own oxygen inside a sealed and contained environment. When I place this bowl on top, what you're going to notice is this bowl starts to go down to a different level. Watch. As I push the bowl down into the water, water does not enter into the bowl. Mind you have to keep it straight. So water's not entering in. You might see the odd bubble escape. That's because I haven't kept it perfectly straight. But that means that no air is now in there with the water, okay? Now as I lift this bowl up, you'll notice the other bowl underneath, the white bowl, starts to come up with it as the level of the seal rises to the surface of the water. Now watch it pop as I release the pressure on the seal. Did you see the pop? And what? The bowl is dry. No water entered in. God placed the firmament in the midst of the waters to separate the water above the firmament from the water beneath the firmament. Above, beneath. Separated by the dome itself. No air, no water in there, see? Only air, only air, only air. See it? See that line? That's the seal. See it there? See the seal? The water level? And then it pops. That's the firmament. So that's a test you can do at home to prove that an ecosystem can survive underwater in a dome, in a concealed and enclosed system. The flat earth model. Love you.
What in the heck is this?
They cover up scandals. There's that one famous scandal where one of the top male stars, it was a top A-level star, I think he was drunk, ran over somebody in a car, and somebody from the studio went to jail for like 7 years and took the rap.
Whoa.
So that the star could stay out, and the studio paid the guy like a stipend to go to jail. Wow. It's a very famous story. So some guy did 7 years or something.
That's crazy.
Check this out, y'all.
The bodies of 9 missing students have been found brutally hacked apart and dumped on a highway in Mexico alongside a bag of severed hands. This is believed to be a brutal cartel killing. The bodies were found in a car 3 days after the group went missing while reportedly heading on holiday. But local reports claim they were members of the Los Zacapuashla criminal organization. So far, no suspects have been named.
It's so crazy that I'm right there, y'all. Like driving down the highway. And I always think, like, just on the other side of that wall, you lose everything. You lose, you ain't going to call your lawyer. You ain't going to get no phone call. Like, everything is just out the door out there. Just on the other side of that imaginary wall, that imaginary line right there, just on the other side of that, it's just a whole different world right there. A third world country. And that's what it looks like from right here. A third world country right on the other side of that wall.
A lot of people don't want to share the faith of God also because then it messes up their work. I know a lot of celebrities that are saved and they're believers of God, etc., but they don't want to talk about God because they don't want to lose jobs. And, you know, I always say to people, it's kind of funny. I go, like you, I'll ask you real quick. You're a believer in God, right?
Absolutely.
Okay, awesome. But here's the more important question to ask. Are you a doer of God? Because you could believe in God all day long, but believing doesn't get you into the kingdom of heaven. It's being a doer of God that gets you in the kingdom of heaven. Now remember something very clearly. The devil himself believes in God, and he's in hell. So just because you believe, that's not the key in. You got to be a doer of God.
And what's the difference between believing and being a doer?
Your lifestyle.
Another day, another dust storm day. It's crazy, y'all. Y'all saw me blowing on my phone's full of dust. I was out there cleaning right now, even though it's coming again. But I was like, you know, I watered my fake grass. There's dust everywhere. Blew my patio, my front and back out. Finally got a grill cover because I'm tired of cleaning my grill full of dust. It's crazy out here in Texas, y'all. It's coming again today. Hopefully today's the last day.
This is what a Monday at 8 p.m. in Mexico looks like.
This is dope, y'all. It's not like that out here.
Name one neighborhood in America that looks like this right now. Guess I better get to it.
The Simpsons have predicted a very dark 2025. First off, the country is hit with widespread power outages. Then grocery stores become empty and prices surge out of control. Next, nobody can go anywhere because gas becomes so unaffordable. Grocery stores also put a limit on what you can buy at one time. Money becomes absolutely worthless because the dollar crashes. And to make it worse, there's a worldwide internet outage. I don't know about you, but I think at this point we're all freaking out. The President of the United States assures everyone everything's okay, but even he secretly knows it's not. Power grid goes out, so everyone now has to use candles. People resort to bartering and trading with each other and coming together as a community, which we could probably use more of. And out of nowhere, people begin to start seeing drones. And honestly, that kind of sounds familiar. We all know the Simpsons have been right about a lot of things. I really hope this is not one of them. Do you think the Simpsons are going to be right about this year? I really hope not. But they've been right about a lot of things in the past before. As always, thank you for watching. Let me know what you think. Stay weird.
Got my damn drink, y'all.
Zeus Network not gonna like this at all. Your man Aaron the Plumber just doubled down on Zeus Network and Erica Mena, calling them demonic in the worst way. So Aaron the Plumber was on the Shay stream when the Shay was reacting to 5 of the top scenes from Zeus Network that included Aaron the Plumber. And one of the jumps was when he was talking about Erica Mena and Zeus being demonic. And the Shay asked him, why did he say that? And this is what he said.
The thing that I learned about Zeus Network is they are demonic. All the contestants' names on this show, either mine trace back to Greek mythology. I'm an avid reader, so that sparked my interest right there. They changed my name on the show to Pied Piper, which is like the Pied Piper, which is like a medieval folklore type of thing, and it's about a dude that leads 120 kids to their death.
And then he even went on to say that people would still following him till this day. The Shay said, why don't you hire bodyguards? He said, yeah, I keep a bodyguard with me. Y'all know what he mean. Y'all let me know what y'all think about this down below in the comments.
I don't know.
Mike Tyson decided to mock Jesus and brutally paid for it.
Then they always said Jesus. Oh, Jesus, Lord, Jesus, Jesus. Holy God, please stop, Jesus. Lord, help, please. No, stop, Jesus. It's just...
Before one of Tyson's biggest matches, he said, "What should I do when I knock Holyfield down? Sprinkle him with holy water?" And Holyfield responded by wearing Bible verses on his robe, saying he can do all things through Christ who strengthens him, realizing although he was a major underdog coming into the fight, he could win if Jesus was on his side. Watch what happens.
Like a champion, like the overachieving warrior. He's taking a shot. He's going for it. Oh, Tyson's in trouble. Holyfield smothers Tyson. Looking to put Tyson down and end the fight. Tyson is close. He's got Tyson in trouble. Tyson's running.
Big blows.
And the most important part, watch what Holyfield says after the boxing match.
Well, you know, I give glory to God, and for everybody to know that you can't choose against God. You can choose against me anytime, but when God involved, Jesus alive, and He the credit for it, and I thank God. And
why did you guarantee it with such assurance?
But because you know, when anytime somebody put God up there, my God's the only true God, and anything must bow to God.
The one true God. And I love how Holyfield gave all credit to God after he defeated Mike Tyson. And I truly believe God was making a statement to Mike Tyson saying he will not be mocked. And although Mike Tyson was facing someone he could easily beat, when God is involved, everything changes. If you enjoyed this video, share with someone you know and let me know your thoughts in the comments.
The Pepsi beverage company was bending us over and spanking us with their soda prices. Here's what we did in response to that. Hey guys, came to the gas station. I'm a 30-year-old gas station owner and operator, and we made a big change recently, and I want to talk to y'all about it. And this is something that I'm super excited for, because recently these big soda companies, Coca-Cola, Pepsi, 7-Up, RC, those guys, they have been just taking advantage of the fact that we are a small independent store. We don't have huge chains to where we can negotiate these deals with these big beverage companies. For those of you that don't know, when you go into a gas station, every single shelf you see in their big walk-in cooler like this, every single shelf is contracted with a company. And once a year, a representative from one of the companies comes and does a reset, and they reevaluate our contract, and they say either we need more space or you're good. They never actually ask for less space, but they say you're good or we need more shelves. And depending on how much space we give them determines the tier of contract that we get: gold, silver, bronze, whatever it is. And those different contracts determine, those different tiers determine what we pay for a case of their product. Gold tier pays the least, bronze or below bronze pays the most. This is where we get into issues. Pepsi came in last year and said, hey, we need more space. And we said, well, how much space do you need? And they said something like along the lines of 17 more shelves. And a genuine response to that was, okay, what are y'all gonna put on those shelves? We already carry every single one of your products. It was the same product. They wanted the same product on multiple shelves. So imagine 3 shelves of just regular Mountain Dew. They wanted to update our water selection. They wanted to put us 3 rows of Celsius energy drinks, which we were okay with that. We actually did that. But then after the fact, they put us on the lowest tier plan, the lowest tier contract for their company, and we were paying an insane amount for their sodas. And per the contract, we can't go up on the prices of individual bottles. So we pay more for the case, we make less on the individual bottle. Now, this video is getting a little long-winded, so I'll post what we did to fix this in the next video.
So y'all, I went down the rabbit hole. Y'all know there's 9 Statue of Liberties around the world. Here's one. Guess where it's at? Ukraine. Of course, this one's in Tokyo. Paris.
What?
El Salvador. Denmark. Look at that, y'all. And look at the address. That's weird, y'all. Paragold. Rio de Janeiro. Northern New York. Y'all, that is crazy. Now I get it. Yeah,
In-N-Out has a crazy model. They have 0 franchises. They have 0 national ad campaigns. They're 100% family owned and operated. Instead of being low minimum wage, they pay way above industry average. Instead of freezing food, they have high quality ingredients. That's just created a compounding vehicle for the business for decades. And they haven't changed a single thing on the menu. So it's all about simplicity and putting all their leverage in the points that matter. Amazing team, amazing product, amazing culture.
And no marketing, right? In-N-Out, I don't know about California, but I can say in Arizona, I've never seen one In-N-Out commercial. It's all word of mouth, right? People eating it, loving it, pay the employees good, which is why you get good customer service, which is why, and it's fast. They never get the orders wrong. I've never gotten an order wrong at In-N-Out. Always on point. Even when I have a big family order with 10 burgers, 10 fries, no pickles, no tomatoes on this one, animal style on this one, always correct, y'all. And that's what gets people going back, right? I went to Walmart yesterday to buy a little double din radio for my truck, right? You know what the mechanic dude told me when I asked him to get the key? Can you unlock it because it's locked up? Let me go talk to her. I'll get the key. Was out there chit chatting. Another mechanic came in. I said, hey, did that guy ever by chance get the key? You got to wait 15 minutes because they're going to go throw the trash. So the customer who's paying money at your store, you got to wait 15 minutes so they can go throw the trash. That's customer service in 2025, y'all.
It's called the friendship case. Have you ever heard of this?
No.
The story's so weird and bizarre, really hard to believe. In 1956, there was these Italian men apparently found this map of this castle that was close to them. They got there, and these two, they said they looked like humans, but they weren't. One of them was 10 feet tall, and the other one was 3 feet tall.
Stooges.
They were aliens. They went by W56. But apparently these alien people, they have these underground bases, they said. They've been here for centuries. They even have bases in the ocean. Their whole purpose of being on Earth is to save humanity from themselves, especially regarding nuclear bombs.
Yeah, fair.
But apparently there's 100 witnesses to these people. And there's photo evidence and video evidence of them showing them their flying saucers. But they said the only way that their technology works is if there is friendship and love.
What?
So, like, we're not experiencing love within humanity or friendship or compassion. They said our technology doesn't work.
That's really cute.
It's like Santa's sleigh.
But they said that there's another group of aliens that have been here since they've been here, the CTR. Basically, they're enemies. And it says they are described as materialistic and strictly scientific, more cold and calculated. Witnesses have depicted the CTR as human-like, often bald, and seen driving dark Mercedes limousines in Italy, reminiscent of the Men in Black phenomena reported elsewhere.
Crazy.
Yeah.
Look, you see that light?
I mean, have you guys ever seen Fire in the Sky, the movie about the loggers in Arizona, the guy that got abducted? In that movie, the Men in Black, they came and talked to him. He was on Joe Rogan's podcast, actually, Walton. I think his last name is Walton, Tim Walton or something. I don't remember his name, but he was on there, and the Men in Black did come talk to him when he was found. And in the movie, I don't know how it was in real life, but in the movie, when he was found and naked in the fetal position with mucus all over him, the Men in Black came in before anybody went, talked to him, got the information, and left, y'all. It's a crazy movie. I recommend Fire in the Sky. It's older, but it still holds the test of time.
Oh my gosh. We parked on the side of
It's
the
a crazy cloud.
freeway, really just watching it. This is Dallas, Texas, right off 75.
That's crazy. Dope. I think I might have found the thumbnail.
This is the real deal, guys. Them
That's
folks
crazy.
online up in New York, New Jersey.
Looks stormy out there, man. I'm due for some rain out here. And big Texas stormy skies, nothing like it.
Bro, I never think I'd catch some stuff like this, but here it is. It is huge, you guys. No lie, I'm on the way on the other side of town.
Nothing pisses me off more than thinking about the fact that I make more money than most men my age do in an entire year by simply buying like 1,000 Lego sets at the end of every year before they retire, holding on to them for like a year or two, and then selling them on Amazon for way more. There are men out there who work 14, 16-hour days, to the backbone of America, and they're not paid enough for all that time that they spend away from their families, providing. Like, they should be making the money that I make. It should be reversed. Why is what I do even possible? Like, it shouldn't be. That shouldn't be a thing. And that's not the only thing I do, right? That's a little side quest. Like, I could do 5 other things just like that because it's so time efficient. They should be the ones making as much money as I'm able to make for breaking down their bodies every day. Like, it's almost sickening how much the current world rewards people who use pixels on the internet to make money versus actually doing real physical things. I'm being 100% honest with you that I feel a ton of guilt about this every single day. So much so that I regularly take my friends on vacations. My blue collar friends, like, I will regularly take them on a golf trip and pay for everything because of how guilty I feel about this.
He had a trail cam up in a pine tree, probably about 12 or 13 feet up. And he got a picture, something walked up to this camera, looked up at it, kind of just like if the camera was at my eye level, it would be down here just a little bit. This is 12 feet up in a pine tree.
Yep.
The camera triggered and fired. And the picture that he got, the closest thing I can describe it as, if you had a young chimp, he got probably about this much of a face, if I can do this on the camera,
Yeah.
of a chimp. 12 feet up, and it's huge. It's not a chimp.
Right.
You can see where the eyes, where the hair is, the patterns on the cheeks, and it thins out in the eyes.
So Amber Rose was on Club Shay Shay with Shannon during an interview where Diddy got brung up. And she said, here's the thing. I've been to them Diddy parties. All of them. Every single Diddy party. And I ain't never heard about no freak-offs. So Shannon looked at her, he like, you just probably didn't go in the right room. So then she cleared the throat. She said, here's the thing. I don't think there's rooms, Shannon. That whole little transaction right there, by you doing all that, just told me it is them rooms. Because why would you say, I don't think? What?
You just go in the wrong, you go in the right room, not the wrong room.
I don't think there's rooms. I've had a conversation with Ray J. Ray J's one of my best friends. I said, Ray, did they ever invite you to a freak off? Because they never invited me. And I done been at these parties. I just feel like, why I didn't get the invite? Never. No one ever asked me that.
Amber Rose sound like she upset she didn't get invited to the Diddy freak offs. But here's what she got me, y'all. She started talking about Ray J being at the parties, and she was like, he never got invited either. But then Shannon asked her, were you at this Halloween party where Diddy's sons got into it with Ray J? And she said, yeah, I was there. And Shannon goes, what happened? And she said, she started laughing. She put her head down, looked up, and then she was like, well, Ray J said something along the lines of, I know your daddy better than you. Because I guess they told him, she said they told Ray J, keep my father's name out your mouth. Now, why would Ray J have their father's name in his mouth? Because y'all remember, Ray J was spilling the beans on certain shit. And they didn't like that. So they was trying to squabble up. Y'all let me know what y'all think about this down below in the comments. You think Amber in on this? You think Diddy paid her off? Or do y'all think Diddy's innocent? He was having an innocent freak off.
Did y'all just hear what happened to the Catholic Church? This shit made Diddy look like an angel. Nearly 1 billion clergy abuse settlement. Check out this number right here. 1,353 children. And they all did this in the name of Jesus' name. A few years ago, I read this quote that said, hell is empty because all the demons are walking around on earth with us. I'm kind of shocked that this is not making headline news everywhere because we hear about Diddy, Jay-Z, R. Kelly, but what about this shit right here? This is
Never
no
did.
laughing matter. I want people to understand the timing of everything. This came out right after the full moon beaver. This came out right after all the UFO talks. And we already know that every time you watch a Hollywood scary movie, they always use the Vatican as some exorcism shit, right? Maybe they were trying to tell us that the Vatican is really in contact with these demonic beings. I would say this is all allegations, but since they had a settlement, I guess it's actually real. So TikTok, there's no need to take my channel down because this is facts. They said hell is empty because all the demons are walking around on this planet with us right now. They're not just walking around, they are controlling shit on this planet. So is this really hell? I'm starting to really think that we live in hell because how do they keep getting away with this shit? A lawsuit? They should be in jail. I don't wish jail on no one, but for shit like this, special place for them. But how can you put them in jail if they are really demons? I want people to understand that the veil is being lifted and so many of us are tapping back into our spiritual roots. But I want you to understand something. The gate is closing. If you don't wake up right now, you will never wake up. You do not want to be stuck in a lower dimension with these demons. Because if you don't ascend, you will be stuck here with these lower dimensional spirits.
Oh my god, is this really what this means? I just don't believe it. Or at least that's what I thought before I saw this video. Because after watching this, what Cat Williams just said of what this word actually means, just goes to show that Hollywood's been lying to us this whole time. And even though 99% of you won't be able to stomach it, but what the word transgender really means, I have to show you. But Cat Williams is known for being honest, always speaking the truth, regardless of how it makes people feel. When he was recently invited on Joe Rogan's podcast, Joe sat there and asked him about his religious beliefs. But what Cat Williams said about what Hollywood really does, and how he knew a long time ago that the word transgender would be popular, and the fact that people call people the goat and the sheep were always the ones meant to be, made me change my mind about everything and what we're constantly exposed to. I mean, just take a look at this.
The transgender. And so I knew that in the ritual of Baphomet, the transgender, to show allegiance to him, you had to kiss his ass ring. Really? And it said both of those things. So I knew that both of those things would become popular.
Now you see why Stephen A. Smith was in the polls as a presidential candidate? See what I'm talking about? You see that idiocy right there? You talk about something, people being tone deaf. Why the hell would 22 Democratic senators be literally echoing the same thing and think that would resonate with the American people? All it shows is that the same fabric of our democracy is unchanging in the eyes of some of these officials, and as a result, the constituency they represent, which is why Donald Trump is in office. What, do I have to come up to Capitol Hill and give you lessons? Seriously, you don't get it? All you did, Elizabeth Warren, Cory Booker, Chuck Schumer. Let's all get together. Let's put this in a prompter, and all together, albeit in separate rooms, we'll grab a microphone and say the same damn thing. And that's what's going to resonate with the American people. And then you wonder why you're no longer in power. You wonder why Trump is in the White House.
His whole theory on mineral wells is that if you have, were raised in that town, if you drink the water in the town, you are like immune to what's going on in the town. You don't see the ghosts. He thinks that you just don't see all of it. So that's why most of the people like tourists and stuff are the ones that think it's so much more like haunted.
Yeah. On the island, I saw him
Okay.
in the bedroom.
Can you explain what you mean by shape-shifting here?
Well, when I was in the bedroom with him, because he used to take me into that small bedroom, and it was always dark and really cold, and then it was almost like when he was orgasming or something. Like I looked at him and suddenly his face grew big like this, and then I saw these huge black eyes like this, and then a big mouth with this horrible tongue and this sort of dragon horn stuff, which is almost like the devil. But I just, I saw him turn into this horrible, creepy thing, and And I wasn't on drugs, I wasn't drinking alcohol, nothing like that was allowed. You know, like a lot of people think there were parties going on there. There weren't any parties. There was no alcohol, absolutely not allowed. Like, you know, I smoked, but I had to smoke far away, you know, and hide. And I had to wash my hands after smoking. They were very fanatical. They did not like things like that. But I could have been drugged. I don't know, you know, because again, when you're in a place like that, they could slip something in your drink, you know, in your water or in your food. You just never know.
Man, when I drive to rich neighborhoods, all I see is old Hondas, Nissans, Acuras, and all that, and pickup trucks and box trucks. But when I drive to the hood, all I see is regular houses, Hellcats, Scat Packs, new Benzes and stuff.
I do see that.
They're literally cutting out pieces of rotted flesh. Now, I already know what's going to happen in this video, so I'll sum this video up for you. They're going to inject it with color. They're going to put chlorine in it to kill the smell. They're going to make this look like it's supposedly fresh. And you as a consumer are going to be none the wiser. You have no clue what you're actually eating in the grocery store, and they fool you as the consumer because this is factory fishing, just like factory farming. All that's nasty. Be very aware where your food's coming from. Food sourcing, #1 in my book. Find out where your food comes from, because 99.9% of the time at the grocery store, you're being lied to.
10 arrive, and we're going to hand the baton to crew 10, and
reporter out there,
we
y'all.
are going to return to Earth at the end of a successful long-duration mission aboard the space station, performing that mission that we so deeply care about. And that handover will mark the continuation of a legacy that's been going on board the space station for 25 years. And so with that, we're happy to answer your questions.
Thank you, Nick. We'll go ahead and jump right into...
What you are
That's
about
not
to
real.
see in
That's
this
not real.
video is ancient Inca technology. The artifacts in this video are known as ancient Inca whistling jaws. Each whistling jaw imitates the sound of the animal it resembles. It is said that the ancient Incas have mastered many different types of sound technology.
It's pretty cool. Geniuses back then.
I think that in the next 2 or 3 years, man, between like Elon's Starlink and all this other technology, we're the last era of outdoorsmen that will have experienced pockets of no connectivity. Like in 3 years from now, dude, we're going to be able to pick up our phone, or maybe it's 5 years, I don't know. But we're going to be able to pick up our phone, and it doesn't matter where we're at on this planet, we're going to have Instagram and email and all of that. And so that'll literally be gone forever. You know what I mean? Like the next generation of outdoorsmen will have never experienced being disconnected.
Mm-hmm.
This will be the scariest video you see all week. Watch this. The following video I'm going to show you was submitted by one of my followers all the way from Australia. There are 2 separate video clips I'm going to let you watch and listen to all together. His son was working in the Australian outback in the middle of nowhere, and they were setting up a camp, like a work camp. First video, you're not going to see much. It's completely dark, but you're going to hear some of the creepiest moaning that you've ever heard, followed by dogs barking, but there were no dogs. Second video is from inside, and you're going to see a creepy, scary looking witch type ghost figure that you've ever seen. Watch this. Let me know in the comments what you think this could be.
It's like a little balloon. Yeah, if I heard that out there, anywhere, in the woods, That sounds like a dog. Oh shit.
This body that we have now was deemed to be the most efficient body to function on surface Earth, but it gave us only two-stream DNA, reptilian and mammalian DNA, which don't fit. So that's why everybody is walking around at odds with themselves inside, because they don't go together. This was done on purpose.
This picture right here had been going viral from the NASA space station, y'all. And look, right after Trump had did a government secrecy act, this image had appeared from NASA. Remember I used to tell y'all that we live in the firmament, right? I'm about to cook them real quick, y'all. This is the different type of layers of Earth, right? Going towards the sky. This is supposed to be where like the spaceships and the satellites supposed to be at the highest part, the exosphere, right? We could technically leave beyond the exosphere, which is the outermost layer of the Earth's atmosphere, because there's no clear-cut boundary where it ends and the space begins. However, y'all, the key reason the exosphere is so thin and sparsely populated with gas molecules that it essentially functions as a vacuum, meaning there's not enough air to provide for lift or a traditional aircraft to go out there, right? So we ask ourselves, how could we possibly have landed on this? Then we just had to ask ourselves, what we was taught in school, is it really the real thing? This is for entertainment purposes only. I'm just trying to put out fun content.
And I've seen a lot of crazy shit in my life. Look at how high this cliff is. Bow! Someone really just fell off the cliff, nigga, and I heard they survived. Whoa, they was really not feeling the Prius no more. Look how sturdy the windows are.
That's a Prius, dog. It's a Toyota.
There's a reason for restaurants giving you bread before your main meal. Like, there's actually a theory. So often in restaurants, when you take your seat, they will either give you a basket of chips or a basket of bread, both completely free of charge. And that is not the restaurants being nice. There's actually a reason for this so-called free food. So if you know your biology, then you'll know how bread is digested in your body. And it takes about 10 to 20 minutes from the sugar in the bread to digest. So the bread is like sugar for the body. And when the sugar's in the body, it gives you an energy boost. But once the sugar starts to leave your system, you start to feel tired. So it makes you want to eat more, especially sugary items. Then you just start craving more. So the theory is the restaurants give you bread to boost your energy, as it actually makes you hungrier later on during the meal, or it makes you order more food or dessert. And there's actually a statistic that displays that when restaurants give out bread, sell 90% more dessert after their main meal. But I am curious to know, what do you guys think about all this?
You know, that's true, because there's times I go to, like, let's just say Texas Roadhouse. I'm like, nah, I'm just going to get the steak, shrimp, and, you know, some broccoli or Brussels sprouts or something in the salad. Keep it simple, keep it clean. I get a taste of that bread, out the window. Let me get a burger and fries, y'all. Maybe some chicken strips and fries like I'm 10 years old. So that's true, y'all. There's a lot of, you know, your blood sugar spikes and you just want more and more and more. There's only so much meat you can eat, but if you add meat with the mashed potatoes and the corn on the cob and, you know, then you want more, then you can eat all day. But if you're just having steak, you can only eat so much steak. You add the french fries, you can eat a lot more. So
working in the Amazon 2019, and we got this camera guy, his name's Johnny. We're working in this area that has these parasitic wasps. We're hanging out at camp like one of the mornings, and we hear Johnny, our camera guy, hops out of his hammock and he goes, "Oh shit!" And we're like, look, and he's dancing around like holding his junk, right?
No.
And we're like, ah ha ha, you got stung, you got stung. One of these parasitic wasps flew up his shorts and got him on the tip, right on the head. So he's dancing around, he's howling about his dick, and we're laughing our asses off and making fun of him, right? As you do with a group of guys in the jungle on a field expedition. And we have this medic named Josh. He's like the calmest, quietest, you know, he's like your typical like military medic. And Johnny, after a couple hours, he goes to Josh and he's like, "Hey man, like, can you take a look at this?" And Johnny goes around, like sort of around the trees, and Josh is with him. He pulls his pants down and Josh goes, "Oh shit!" Like, this is coming from the medic. And so we just like burst into laughter and we're like, "We got to see this thing, Johnny. What is it? Like, we got to see it." Dude, Joe, It looked like a baby's arm holding an apple. Like, it was just, the head was the size of a softball. And it's
that big? It was that big?
So big. And Johnny was like, what am I going to do? Like,
every skin disease, be it acne, be it eczema, be it psoriasis, is actually caused by the gut and by the way our gut is working. And if we get acne, if we get these eczemas, then you have to restore your gut. You have to reset your gut. And that way you can also reset your skin. Your skin is just an external expression of what's happening on your inside. That's the big truth I hear. And what we do to treat it, of course, is these creams. Like as a kid, we put Clarosil and all these things on our skin that makes it even worse. On eczema, you rub steroid creams, which suppress the immune system. But if you suppress the immune system, then short term, you will not get a reaction again. But long term, you will make the issue even worse because your gut is still so you will still get the eczema back, right? The way I got treated back then, it makes me mad. Like just smear more cream on it. And it gets worse. And I go back to the doctor. I'm so sorry. Put more cream on it. Let's drop even more cream on your arm. Like, what are these people doing? That's treating the symptom, not the root cause.
I don't think he got shot.
He looked at his ear?
I looked really closely at his ear. I was sitting right next to it.
It was a graze.
Staring at his ear. You still have a mark.
Something.
Not really.
Something. He didn't have nothing on his ear?
Nothing.
It's
No
been months.
scab, no nothing.
It's been months.
Yeah, how you gonna take away a headshot from somebody? That's crazy.
It's been months.
Not even discoloration.
Bro,
Like,
it's
come
been
on.
months.
It's a
That
bullet.
is
It seemed like he just was wearing a Band-Aid for like 2 times and then that was it.
Yep.
Yo.
Let's look at a chicken in the grocery store. You can buy a whole chicken, $8, a raw chicken. So you think when it goes rotted, when it starts to rot, if that was your inventory, you throw it away? No, right before it goes rotten, they roast it and sell it to you for $16. Oh, you think that's garbage after that roasted chicken goes rotten? When that roasted chicken is about to go rotten, you know what they do? They chop it up and put curry on it, and it's at that grocery store's buffet. And now they sell it to you for $5 a pound. And they got 8 pounds.
That's business, y'all. That's business. Unfortunate. That's how it is. You know, I got a lot of comments, people talking crap about me. That's why Goodwill raises their prices because you're over there flipping. Like, that's business, y'all. That's how it works. You gotta cut the middleman out. You know what I mean? That's what they do. Chicken's going bad. We're gonna chop it up. Or that's going bad. We're gonna make chicken salad now at the deli. Like, that's just business, y'all. It's crazy that, you know, you just got to figure out a way to make some money because, you know, I make money from making TikTok videos, right? But there's so many other avenues, so many other things, so many, you know, that other dude that we saw in today's video buys Legos, and 2 years later when, you know, guys, grown men love Legos. People love Legos and they are expensive. And when they expire, they become, you know, rare. They become, you know, people want them now that they're expired. They can't buy them no more. So the demand goes up, and that's how he makes his money, y'all. People resell, go buy Dawn dish soap over here that's on clearance, expiring probably. They go sell it on Amazon for $10, and who would buy that for 10? You'd be surprised, y'all. People like that courtesy. They like that, you know, that easy access.
Warning to Americans: do not come to the Philippines if you are not prepared to not leave. Because when you come here, you are not going to want to leave. Now, I didn't come here with the intention of leaving. I came here with the intention of traveling all over Southeast Asia. But the Philippines is so amazing that kind of messed my plans up, because now I don't even really want to travel anywhere else. I just want to stay here for a while. Eventually, I will travel. I'll see the islands and I'll see some other places, you know, Bali, Bangkok, Thailand, Kuala Lumpur, Malaysia, things like that. But I have a feeling I'm probably going to end up coming back here even after I do that. So yeah, don't come to the Philippines if you are not prepared to not leave, okay? Because once again, once you come here, like, not if you come for a week, you got to come for like at least a month and absorb the culture, enjoy it, and you're just not going to want to go back. It's too peaceful and it's too amazing. Let me know what you think.
So there's a view of the pyramids as seen from a highway in Cairo. In fact, that'll give you some perspective on just how old the pyramids are. These are, of course, the remains of the Colosseum, Rome's most iconic structure. Construction of the Colosseum began in 70 AD under the Emperor Vespasian. Some easy math, that's just under 2,000 years ago. The Great Pyramid of Giza was finished around 2560 BC. It's over 2,600 years before the construction of the Colosseum even begins. That means the pyramids are almost 600 years older to Vespasian than the Colosseum is to us today. Now, everybody talks about the Great Pyramid, and this is a human for scale that shows just how immense the pyramid is. There's 3 pyramids at Giza, and this one's the smallest, known as Menkaure. There's a massive gash in the side of Menkaure. In the year 1196, there was a sultan named Al-Aziz Uthman. He ordered to have all 3 of the pyramids destroyed, most likely to try and find all the treasures. They started with Menkaure, the smallest of the 3. They recruited workmen for the job and they stayed at it 8 months. But what they soon realized was not only was it too expensive, but it was insanely time-consuming to try and remove all the stones. So now there's this notch in the north face of the pyramid, and it's known as the Uthman wound.
John Wayne Gacy, what kills me is the way he would get these kids. He would overpower them. He'd have them handcuff themselves. I mean, you know what I'm saying? He just tricked them.
Because he went after teenage boys.
Right. He would trick them. He'd get them stoned or drunk. Whatever. You lure them back. And then he'd say, yeah, I've got these he'd pull out the handcuffs and he'd say, yeah, you can look. And he'd handcuff himself and say, look, you can, and he would turn around. He had the key. He'd unlock them and be like, yeah, you can get out of them. Here, put them out. I'll show you. Kid would handcuff himself. And now you're just,
you're
wearing a pair of handcuffs.
And then the way they caught him was crazy. So the police knew it was him. So they're like doing all this surveillance on him. John Wayne Gacy, being so arrogant, is like, you know what? You guys want to come in and, it's cold out here because it was in Chicago. You guys want to have dinner? So they're like, yeah, sure. So he invites the cops in. They're investigating him. They're having dinner. One of the detectives goes to use the bathroom. So it was cold as hell. Gacy turns on the heat. And when he turns on the heat,
the smell,
the detective can smell dead bodies. And he's like, and he uses that to draft up a search warrant.
Right.
And they find like 20 to 30 bodies under his house.
Somebody make it make sense to me. Who came up with you have to make 3 times the rent before you can move in an apartment?
You ain't lying, y'all.
So if the rent is $1,500, I gotta make $4,500 a month to move into an apartment. Make it make sense. How did we get here? Like, I do not understand. We are the only species on this planet that pays to live here, by the way.
Yeah.
That pays to live on a floating rock. How did we get here? Like, make it make sense. The average person is not making $5,000 a month. If they were making $5,000 a month, they could afford to be in a home. So I say again, how did we get here? Like, it doesn't make any sense, and no one is talking about it. When you bring that up, it's like crickets. You have to make 3 times the rent before you can move into an apartment or a house? It's crazy. Y'all got to make it make sense to me because it don't make sense. How are y'all surviving? Like, come on now. Come on now. Make it make sense. Let's talk about this, y'all.
Here's some. Like, he's not lying, y'all. If you want to, even renting a house, like you hear all these influencers saying, don't own a house. It's stupid to own a house right now. Rent something. It's harder to rent a house than it is to purchase a house. I know because I wanted to rent a house when I was in Arizona because I was like, I can't afford to buy a house, so let me rent a house. I can afford the payment, but I can't afford the 3-4 times the amount, to rent it, right? You gotta have 3 or 4 months worth income to rent the house. That's how it is, y'all. It's renting. I don't know how the market is now, but back then, renting was a lot harder than to purchase a house.
Didn't know until I was in my 30s. You can squeeze these annoying packages to open them. Okay, here we go.
I did this yesterday and it freaking worked, y'all. I bought a ratcheting screwdriver.
What? No way. Really? For fuck's sakes. Isn't it annoying that, like, knives come in those annoying packages that you use to open those annoying packages?
Trolls. They're trolls. They're trolls.
I know I got an annoying package here somewhere.
This works, y'all. I did it. I used to always get a razor blade and be all sketchy opening it. That damn thing works. Squeeze the hell out of it with some gloves. Pop right open.
So apparently, you can just squeeze it?
Because me squeezing it wouldn't do it, but I put gloves on in both hands and did it, and it popped open.
Fucking open. I need to lock my kids out of some shit. Oh.
Old ocelot.
No way. It worked. Check out the merch link.
Ukraine is unable right now to export a lot of what it's growing, and it's having a major impact not only on the local economy but the global economy, and certainly exacerbating hunger in places that are in great need of food.
Growing up is realizing that public high school stole 4 years of your life. Public high school does not teach you anything pertaining to life. Public high school did not teach me how to build credit, despite the economy being ran off credit. Public high school did not teach me how to do my taxes, but the poor and middle class pay more taxes than the rich. How the fuck does that even make any fucking sense? Public high school did not teach me about business credit. It's easier to touch 100K in credit. Even easier to touch 100K in business credit. I'm still learning how to do taxes until this day. It's up to your parents to teach you what these public schools are not going to teach you. Black parents are so persistent on us attending these public schools, not knowing that they're not teaching us shit. Because they don't know shit.
This doll.
Okay, I think maybe K through 8 teaches the basics, math, reading, a different language maybe. K through 8. Maybe in high school, 9 through 12. Start getting us ready for life, y'all. Start getting us ready on how to deal with money, taxes, doing a resume, doing things, some trades, some electrician, women, maybe, I don't know, some hair, I don't know, something that catches our attention that we can get passionate about, right? Mechanics, something. That's what they should do in high school, y'all. Prep us for life.
Specifically made to curse people. It's one of the most haunted dolls that's in the Warrens occult. Warning for you guys don't have to look at the doll if you don't want to, but keep in mind it could appear in your dreams and give you really, really bad nightmares. Nah, bro, what the? It's called the Shadow Doll or the Doll of Shadows.
That's very scary.
You never seen this before?
I've never seen that. It's definitely a very scary doll.
This doll is made up of human and animal bones, and it has a human tooth protruding out of it. And its hair is made out of feathers from crows. And it was specifically made for evil purposes through black magic rituals. And the Warrens explained how this curse would work. If you were to own the doll, you would basically take a picture of it, print out the picture, and you would write a curse on the back of the picture, and then you would send it out to whoever you want to curse. If it's somebody that you don't like, or someone pays you to send a picture to somebody, once they see the picture, if they don't believe it, they're like, it's just probably bullshit. They would start having really, really bad nightmares to the point where their heart would stop and they would have heart attacks. Does this kind of sound familiar?
Freddy Krueger?
Yes, kind of in a way, yes. Also, nobody really knows how many people it went through to get into the possession of the Warrens, but there is a story of the people who had it before the Warrens.
Why would they even have that?
I'll explain it, bro. There was this couple that loved to collect dolls, and they went to this antique store searching for a new doll for the collection, and the owner of that store practically gave it to them. That's obviously a
Red
number,
flag,
bro. Of
100%,
course,
yeah.
so they take it back home, and automatically.
If you use this one name in an industry contract, you're in danger. There's just one word, one name that you cannot say in every single industry bound by a contract. So really quickly, let's go through a few cases.
I'm going there and signing it. But I'm through the deal, I'm just skimming through it. So then my homeboy grab it. He like, let me just, before you sign, bro, let me just look real quick, bro. It's like he knew where the page was or something. He was just flipping, bro. He like, stop. He like, bro, you ain't read this? I said, read what? The thing said, you could not say the name Jesus. It didn't say God. It said, you cannot say the name Jesus.
Out of all the different names that people have for the Son of God and God, there's only one name that's not allowed, and it's Jesus. There's been rumors in Hollywood for decades where all their contracts say in the fine print you cannot say Jesus, otherwise bad things will happen. But in a minute, we're going to see just how powerful that name really is. So Kanye West, when he came out saying all of this stuff and something strange happened, he completely changed who he was. He was telling people that the contracts prohibit you from saying the name of Jesus. And only that name, y'all. So what's up with that? But it's not only the music industry. Of course, we have the whole Dana White incident where he was angry that one of his guys said the name Jesus. But any other God would have been fine. Anyone can talk about their God, just not if it's Jesus Christ.
Bit of a controversial moment, Yo Romero Inc., but I just wanted to get your take on what happened.
No, it wasn't controversial at all. But the reality is this. You just won the biggest fight of your career, America doesn't want to hear your thoughts on Jesus. And, keep that stuff at home. Religion, politics, all that stuff. Love Jesus all you want. Just don't have to do it publicly.
Damn. He doesn't know it, but his word choices were actually demonic. Don't use it publicly. The Bible says that you deny me before man, I'll deny you before my Father. That's a public profession. Then he goes and says, about politics. Well, who's the one getting all political now?
Yeah, that's what I was saying.
And we've also seen where people were being interviewed, and when they brought up Jesus, they were cut off. So Hollywood, sports, We even have people coming out saying you can't say it in spiritual realms like the one that's under our feet. That papers have to be signed so you do not use that name. Also, like alien abductions, that name stops the abduction. And this right here is where it gets really crazy, because we have these laws right behind me that they're trying to push mainstream to be adopted mainstream. The first one is not to worship idols, to worship any other god. Jesus, to them, is considered an idol. So what does that mean for all the Christians on the earth right now? And why, after this name is stated publicly, do certain people binded the contracts act very weird afterwards? Like, they're not even them, if you know what I'm saying. The Luciferianists that run this world, that know Satan personally, don't want you using the name Jesus. That should really make you think.
And we remember the playoff game, the CJ Stroud, Houston Texans quarterback, right? He said, I would like to thank my, what he said, Jesus Christ, and NBC edited that part out. And it came out later that they edited that part out. So that might be something to pay attention to. I don't really know. Do a lot of celebrities, athletes, just that that limelight type of level, do they ever mention Jesus Christ, or do they just, I want to thank God? Something to pay attention to.
Kneel before your God, Babylon! Making me the highest paid megalomaniacal boy king in all of Babylon!
You see, if you go and visit the very home of the Oscars, where they hold it each year, you can see a plaque on the wall that says the Babylonian Courts. The camera shows you the stage, and you see an unmistakable Tower of Babel embedded into the design. Outside of the Kodak Theater, you have the gates to Ishtar, and you have Babylonian gods put on the outside of the gates. They have the exact elephants. They have the same exact gate of Ishtar. They have the same exact Babylonian gods over the top of the gates.
Like a lot of people come up here and they thank Jesus for this award. I want you to know that no one had less to do with this award than Jesus. He didn't help me a bit. So all I can say is, suck it, Jesus, this award is my God now!
I'm thankful to the Oscar gods.
The other names of the gentlemen are all gods as far as the category concerned.
When you get this little golden statue, you become a star. In the Egyptian culture, they also had a little statue that represented the god Ptah. And see, when an Egyptian king died, it was believed that...
And smoke weed, I'm getting my color back. I mean...
You're looking good, by the way. Yeah, you're right.
Like, man,
you actually do look kind of healthier than you usually do.
I feel more healthier.
You got to take these weed breaks every so often. Like I was just saying before the interview, like I just went to Dubai for 2 weeks. I didn't smoke nothing.
Yeah, I was smoking 5 years straight.
Yeah.
Exotic.
I know. Whenever we do interviews at this house, you're always smoking.
Yeah, it was like food.
Yeah, me too. I smoke every day. But it's nice to get a rest.
When I stopped, I was going through withdrawals, man. My nightmares are crazy, bro. I have my nightmares, man. I got ate by a bear when I was fishing. No.
I'm sorry for that.
No, I was
eaten by a bear.
I was in New York with something on a contract, and I fell off the building. I was at dinner. The other night I was at dinner, and a woman came behind me and just stabbed me in my...
Like, notice how the interviewer is saying, like, yeah, it's nice to take a break. Like, no, bro, I quit. Like, when he said take a break, like, he, like, looked away, like, no, I quit. It's nice to take a break. Like, I quit drinking, right? And people get insecure with that, right? I'll go to little barbecues and whatnot, and I don't drink. Back in the day, dog, I'd kill them. I'll get down with the best of them back in the day. Y'all, I could drink some beers, right? But, when people that are drinking and they see you not drinking, they start... Yeah, I had people calling me weird. Why do you do that? Kind of bashing me for that. Not, and some people, celebrated like, damn, I wish I can get like that. You know what I mean? I'm working on it. Like, just tell them the seed's planted, bro. It's planted, it'll bloom. If you got it planted, it'll bloom. But there's some people that hear that and they don't like that. They don't like to hear that you are trying to better yourself or whatnot, right? They see it as, he's trying to better himself, so I'm going to make him feel like crap about it because I'm insecure about it. But, good for him smoking weed, because I know when I smoked weed, when it became legal in Arizona, I did it for a little bit, right? Like an idiot. Even though I'm schizophrenic, I was buying some good weed, right? I was feeling good, getting high. But I would wake up with hangovers. It would last like 3 days. Then next thing you know, I quit going outside. Blinds get shut. I start eating everything. So I'm like, all right, I'm giving this away to somebody. But I would wake up with hangovers. Can't lie, y'all. You maybe you're just doing it so long that you don't realize it. But when I started doing it, I would wake up with a headache, with a hangover feeling. So, to me, that's how I would feel on weed.
Wow.
All right, family. There you have today's video. Hope you guys enjoyed it. It's been a busy day already. Y'all out there blowing the yard out. It's going to be dusty here in a little bit. Probably going to put Mama Bear wants to get into gardening. So we bought her an above ground, garden bed. I'll probably go in the backyard and put that together while it's not dusty. It's windy, but it's not dusty. Dust is coming around 4 o'clock. So I should get it done by then. But that's the plan today, y'all. Hope everyone has a good day. If you guys made it this far, like, comment, subscribe. My parents are coming into town tomorrow. Guess what? National holiday on Monday, y'all. Segovia's birthday, turning 35 years old. 35 years old, y'all. It's crazy. Time flies. I feel like I was just in 7th grade out there running around with my friends causing havoc, y'all. And I'm 35 here with a baby. So blessed. Thank everybody for, showing the support you guys show. Monday's my birthday. We'll be doing the reactions. Got to get them going, y'all. Got to get in consistent rhythm. Got to get it going. But the lift is getting done on my truck. Hopefully, probably not till Tuesday when my family leaves, y'all. I got a tire in. The tire is the one thing. I already got the lift in the garage. The tires are coming in, but they delivered 1 freaking tire today, so I need 3 more, y'all. But they're clean. Canati, Trailhogs, AT4s. Clean, y'all. I'll be showing a picture of that. And Mama Bear for my birthday got me a double din radio, so her brother's gonna be putting it together. Probably gonna get that done maybe this weekend if we can. But anyways, y'all, I hope everyone out there like, comment, subscribe. This is Segovia. I'm signing out of the Man Cave. I'm gonna see you guys tomorrow. Later.